Hi there, my name's Clinton Pienaar. Hopefully you remember me from the last series. I did the fast laps and the riding tips. Well, for this series we're going to do the same, but for today's riding tip we're going to do something that's not very sensible, but it is going to be a lot of fun. I've only ever met two types of bikers, those that can wheelie and those that want to. So for today's riding tip we're going to teach you how to get the front wheel up, hopefully keep it there for a bit and do it as safely as possible. Okay, for the wheelie tips today we've got two very different bikes here. Firstly, the KTM 690. It's got a very straight up riding position. It's most probably one of the easiest bikes in the world to wheelie. And then we've got the Triumph 675. It's the latest one from Triumph. And that's the more typical sports bike riding position. You're leaning forward. But we're going to do a demo on both just to show you that both can wheelie. Okay, people are always asking me how to get the front wheel up. Well, there's two ways of doing it. You can either pop the clutch or you can roll on the throttle. Popping the clutch is a lot safer. The reason for that is when you pop the clutch, you can always gauge on how high you're going to get the bike. And as soon as you start getting the feeling, you can start getting it to carry a little bit further. If you roll on the throttle, the bike comes up slowly in the beginning, but once it gets higher, it accelerates up. And that often gets the guys to flip over. A couple of points to remember when you start wheeling. Firstly, move back on the bike a little bit. It helps you not to have to lift the bike as high. And always keep your foot over the back brake. Obviously, you don't want to kill the clutch. All bikes have got the gear in which they are most comfortable in being lifted up. This bike, it's third gear. First gear is just much too low. Even second gear, it's very erratic. So third gear is a nice smooth gear to pick it up. And the Triumph, that is unfortunately in first at this altitude. A common mistake that a lot of people make is that they think that they have to start a wheelie from dead standstill. That's completely wrong. It's actually better to get the wheels spinning a bit and you've got a bit of the gyro effect. So this bike, I'm going to lift that up in third now.
Okay, so I get it up to third gear. I'm going to pop the clutch now. Get it to the balancing point. And just keep the throttle as smooth as you can.
Right, let's rewind and take a closer look at what's going on. You can hear a little blip of the throttle, and then the sudden surge as Clinton pops the clutch. And you can see the inputs he's giving the throttle as he feels how the bike responds. After the initial decisive twist of the throttle, being gentle is the key to keeping it all under control. But remember, this is a skill you should only practice in a closed environment like the track. On a sport bike, the principle is the same, but more weight over the front end means a more committed, energetic approach. Pop the clutch, give it some gas and hook another gear when you run out of revs, and remember to drop it back to earth before you run out of room to stop.
As easy as that. Three things to remember. Sit back a little bit on the bike, pop the clutch, and always cover the back brake.